Hello, good evening. The Defence Secretary, John Healey, has accused Russian pilots of dangerous and unacceptable behaviour after they intercepted an RAF spy plane over the Black Sea. The Ministry of Defence says that one Russian Sub-27 aircraft flew as close as 6 metres to an RAF Rivet Joint aircraft. That's close enough to trigger emergency systems. The RAF aircraft was carrying out a routine flight in international airspace and was unarmed. Well, our security and defence editor, Deborah Haynes, has the very latest.
Well, this is really dangerous activity that the UK is revealing. They say that these Russian jets were repeatedly and dangerously intercepting this RAF Rivet Joint, which was flying over the Black Sea a month ago. The UK says that this plane is a reconnaissance aircraft, it's unarmed, and it was conducting routine operations in international airspace as part of efforts to protect NATO's eastern flank. We don't know exactly when this happened, but the details we've been given of what the UK says the Russians were doing are pretty alarming. They say that one of these aircraft, an Su-35, flew as close enough to the Rivet Joint to trigger its emergency systems and disable the autopilot. And the second Russian jet, an Su-27, conducted 6 passes of this British plane in front of the aircraft, flying, like you said, as close as 6 metres from the nose. Now, I understand that a Rivet Joint typically flies at about 500 miles per hour. There's up to 30 crew on board, so just one mistake by those Russian jets could have been absolutely deadly. And to give a sense of just how seriously the UK is taking this, we understand that the Ministry of Defence and the Foreign Office have demarched the Russian embassy to condemn the pilot's behaviour. And there's a statement that's been released by John Healey saying that this incident is another example of dangerous and unacceptable behaviour by Russian pilots. He said, "Let me be clear, this incident will not deter the UK's commitment to defend NATO, our allies and our interests from Russian aggression." Now, you might remember back in 2022, a Rivet Joint was caught up in another incident involving a Russian aircraft when the Russians fired a missile in its direction. I believe at the time it was concluded that that wasn't in any way deliberate, but it said that this incident, this latest incident, is the most dangerous confrontation that the UK has witnessed since then.